What is up, guys? It's Mr. Lee Redmond here, and welcome to episode number 25 of the Dynamo Dresden file. We have now completed the third section of the season, and we've played the third section, and two friendlies with the US of A in March in the lead up to Qatar 2022. So I'll start with the easy bit, which is the USA friendlies. It's against Uruguay and the Faroe Islands. As you can see, we won both games. We beat Uruguay 4-3. Jerome Kieswetter, Mick Vasoli, and Bobby Wood scoring both for us. Alistair Cavani and Luis Suarez scoring for Uruguay. And then we won 2-0 against the Faroes. Dave Hoyt and Michael Bradley Penn, the only goals of that game. We've since got two more games arranged, and I believe it's these two. Saudi Arabia is definitely one of them. I do believe the other one is Portugal, and then obviously we got Ghana. That is in the lead up to the World Cup. As you can see, they're end of May, beginning of June, and again the beginning of June. So we do have the three friendlies leading to Qatar 2022. As I said in the previous episode, I've got a good feeling about this group. I think it was after the last episode, actually, the next rankings section after the previous episode actually had the Ivory Coast going above me in the world rankings, one place above me. I don't know if that's still the case. We have gone up a couple of places in the world rankings. Hopefully those two results against Uruguay and the Faroes will help as well. I'm still undecided on how I'm going to do the World Cup special episode. I don't know if I'm just going to live com the games, live com the first game, then pause it, do the second for the second one, the same for the third, or if I just show you highlights, do the entire tournament, show you the highlights from the games maybe. I don't actually know how I'm going to do it yet, to be honest. But we'll have to wait and see, but I am looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get out of the group like we are expected to. And I think, to be fair, in my eyes, I think the battle for seconds between me and the Ivory Coast, and it's quite interesting. We do have the Ivory Coast up first game. Then obviously I reckon the team is strongest in the group, Turkey, and then the host nations. The host nation are probably the weakest side in the group in Qatar. So hopefully we can get out of that group, get to where we want to be, and stay in charge for a little bit longer. If it's down to me, I would at least get to 2026 to see if I can qualify for that. Though, considering the teams I'd expect to qualify anyway, but it'd be just quite interesting to get that far. Also to see just who actually hosts 2026. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So we'll get on to the important section now, which is the Dresden section, and it's gone pretty well. To be fair, it can't get any worse than the first sections. Simplest way to put it is, in this section, I've actually won more games in this section alone than I actually have in the entire first section. So we start off with 1-0 win at home to Hoffenheim. Vladimir Rankovic scoring the only goal in first added on time in the first half. James McGonigal getting injured in that game, unfortunately. We then lost 2-1 at Wolfsburg. Esquel Bons putting Wolfsburg 1-0 up. Devante Parker equalising within 60 seconds, but Johannes Geis putting them 2-1 up in the 20th minute mark, and that's how it ended. But we then bounced back, winning 2-1 home to 1860 Munich. A Nolan Mbemba own goal put 1860 in front, but Abdoulaye Keita equalised just 5 minutes before half time. And on the hour mark, Tobias Müller made it 2-1. We held out to make it 2 wins out of 3. We then drew 2 at Stuttgart. Abdoulaye Keita put us 1-0 up in the 9th minute, and Tobias Müller made it 2-0 just 10 minutes before half time. Martin Harnik just after half time pulled one back for Stuttgart. And then Manfred Strabel, just after the hour mark, made it 2-2. We held on after that to make it 7 points in possible 12. We then lost 3-1 at Dortmund. We were 3 down inside 15 minutes. Ozan go on the 3rd and 9th minute, and Mark Standetta on the 12th, making it 3-0. Abdullah Keita pulling one back with just 12 minutes to go to make it a bit more of a respectable result. But standard against the bigger teams, I always struggle early on. We then got smashed by Colm 4-0. Bobby Wood and Kevin Votts in the first half hour. And then Simon Shadera got sent off in the 49th minute. Just 5 minutes later, Jean-Marie Donoghue made it 3-0. Edgar Priebe make it 4 with 20 to go. Next game, we then lost 3-2 in Mönchengladbach. Stiglitz put us 1-0 up. Marius Wolf made it 1-1. Sylvester Igbon made it 2-1 in the 49th minute. And Abdullah Keita equalised just 3 minutes later. With 18 to go, Jeremy Tuljan made it 3-2 to give Mönchengladbach the win. We then beat Red Bull Leipzig at home 3-0. 3 goals in the first 23 minutes. Devante Parker in the 5th minute. Tobias Muller just a couple of minutes later. And Abdullah Keita in the 22nd giving us a 3-0 win and another 3 points. We then followed that up with a 1-0 win at home to Mainz. Tobias Muller in the 29th minute with the only goal of the game, and made it 2 wins out of 2. And then the final game of this section was away to Dusseldorf. Guys, check out that. For the second time this season, we've won 5-4. This was, however, slightly more irritating because Tobias Muller put us 1-0 up in the 2nd minute. Case Khalid equalised with just 12 minutes to go, but David Stiglic made it 2-1 just 60 seconds before half-time. Stiglic made it 3-1 in the 48th minute. We thought it was all over. Unfortunately, Ayhan Kakir in the 54th and Zoltan Stabler in the 73rd made it 3-0 to make matters worse. Khalid then made it 4-3 with 7 minutes to go. But on the stroke of half-time, McGonagall equalised to make it 4-4, and then in added-on time, Marlon Ritter completed the turnaround to give us a 5-4 win and a much-needed 3 points. So that was how that finished for us, and as you can see, we are out. We are in the relegation playoff, 4 clear of Dusseldorf, which made that result previously even more important. We are then 2 points clear off Hoffenheim and only 1 point behind Frankfurt and Mainz. We do have to play Frankfurt, but that is the final game of the season. And you look at those fixtures we got left, and I can't really see us getting any points apart from potentially Kaiserslautern away and Frankfurt at home. So it's not going to be a nice run in, I've got to tell you that. So those 3 wins on the trot are even more important. Stats-wise, there isn't much for us to see, to be fair. We've got decent winning form, obviously. Games 1 in a row. We are top with 3 in a row, so that's not bad. And our home form is very good as well. But player stats, we haven't really got much on the board, so we got nothing on the board at all. I'm not even too sure what our top goal scorer is. It is... Tobias Muller with 16. We then got Devante Barker in 2nd with 8. And then the on loan Kinoshita, who's at Unterhaching's 3rd with 8. Joint actually with Abdullah Keita on 6. Oh no, sorry. Abdullah Keita's on 6. I thought he was actually on 8. But yeah, those 3 wins in a row have been vital. I will check this, but I don't think anything happened. Did we sign anyone in January? We signed one guy, Alvaro Jimenez from Levante. He had been on the loan list and transfer list for quite a while, and I was tempted to go for him, but he was 30, so I didn't really want to go for him. Levante have had a slight moan at me because I'm not playing him at all, but I said that basically he's not as good as I thought he was, and surprisingly they accepted him. So he is the only player I've signed in January, which was quite surprising because I did need quite a few, but thankfully it's not happened. We're not worried too much considering we've actually pulled ourselves into the playoff stage. So yeah, that is it for this episode, guys. Leave some likes, leave some comments, subscribe. I'd appreciate it all. Tune in next time for an end of season review. Hopefully we can pull ourselves out to the bottom 3, or potentially we'll be in the playoffs again. Who knows? Unfortunately, we might even get relegated. Hopefully not. Touch wood, but we'll see how that goes. Until then, guys, as always, take it slow.